Hello, and welcome to week number 52. Can y'all believe it? It's been 52 weeks, and I have been here almost every week. I think I missed like one or two here or there. I know when I was traveling and stuff, I wasn't able to get on, but I try to come on earlier or I try to come on late and get all the weeks in. So any weeks that I miss, my goal is to go back in and make sure they're all on. Hey, Demetrius, my godson, thank you for tuning in. Love you so much. So today we're talking about week 52 out of my book, Running Things, The Resilient Spirit of a Leader. And week 52 is all about commitment. And I believe that I have shown a commitment to you guys being here every Thursday at 2 o'clock to be committed to going over the 52 weeks and running things. So with that being said, please like and share. I'm going to dive right in because one thing that I've learned doing this for the last year is that 15 minutes goes so fast. Soon as I start talking, I look at the clock and boom, 15 minutes is gone. So for you all that don't know, I am Teresa S. McCurry, the CIO, Chief Inspirational Officer of Super T Inspires, and I'm also the Senior Pastor of New Beginnings Ministries, and I'm also the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Conquering COVID Network. And I have other business ventures that we have in the pipeline, but we'll talk about them next time. So the month of April, I will be taking off. I won't be on doing any videos, but in May, I'll come back. So when I come back in May, we're coming back with 30 minutes of impartation. 30 minutes of impartation. So the 30 minutes of impartation, I'll be doing an impartation from my trilogy book series. So if you don't have the book, you can always go out and get the books, but I'll be posting about that as the time goes on, and I'll be broadcasting live from my business page. So if you're not on my business page, I would invite you all to go onto my business page and like it so you can get the notifications for the 2 o'clock live that I do every Thursday at 2 o'clock. So it'll be every Thursday from 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., 30 minutes of impartation. So let's dive right in today. Today, the topic is commitment. How many of you ever been committed or have worked with somebody that wasn't committed? So with that being said, commitment is huge. Commitment is everything. Commitment is part of being the professional, whether it's in ministry or whether it's in marketplace. The commitment is key. So I just want to give you 5 pointers about how to stay committed when you are in ministry, in marketplace, and or in a nonprofit organization, whatever genre you find yourself operating in. Today I'm here at the Salon Suite and I'm in between my guests. It's supposed to be my lunch hour, but I needed to come on here and do this 15 minutes before I have lunch. So here we go. Number 1 is take away your choices. So if you're going to be committed to something, take away the ability to choose other things to do at that particular time. So when you want to have a commitment, if you take away the choices, that's the number 1 thing that you should be doing at that time. You should be committed to that, and you just take away your choices, and then that's what you're going to do. An example, in the mornings from 6 to 8, you all heard me say this before, that's my God time. So I spend time with God every morning from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now that looks different every morning, but my number 1 commitment is to God during those hours. So either I'm praying, either I'm praising, either I'm meditating, either I'm listening to some preaching, or sometimes I'm even working on a book if the book is biblically based. So it looks different. What I do looks different, but the commitment is to God between those hours. So if I take away all my other choices, even sometimes I'm ministering to someone if I get a call at 7 o'clock or something like that, but it's still the commitment is to God because I'm listening to God to hear what I should be saying to this person at that time to help minister to them. So as I am being committed, as I'm committing myself to that particular thing, I take away all the choices. So I have nothing else to choose from. This is what I'm going to do during that time. And the next thing about being committed is whatever you're committed to, do it with your entire being. Don't half do it. Don't do it to the point where I'm doing it just enough to get by. Have y'all ever heard that term? They say people work just hard enough to keep from getting fired, and they pay you just enough to keep you from quitting. You work just hard enough to keep from getting fired, and they pay you just enough to keep you from quitting. That's not my testimony. I want to do whatever I do with my whole entire being. I want to be committed to what it is that I'm committed to, and I don't want to half do anything. So if I'm ever on your team, just know you're getting it all from me. And if you're on my team, I would like to get it all from you. So when you are committed, you want to do it. Number two, do it with your whole entire being. Everything you do, do it. And then the next thing is, remember your why. Why am I doing this? What's your deeper why to being committed to whatever it is that you're committed to? So when I say that, I think about me being committed to the advocacy for sickle cell and people that are affected with sickle cell anemia, whether it's their families, more so adults, because they have a lot of things out here for the youth. So I am passionate about sickle cell, and my deeper why is, if you don't know, my daughter passed away back in 1996 from sickle cell. So when she passed away from sickle cell, it just gave me a passion to go out and help other people that are affected, to advocate for them, to help them with the resources, and to educate the medical community as what people with sickle cell go through. So that's my deeper why. That's the deeper why I am doing this. So whatever you're doing, think about the deeper why. What is the deeper why? Why am I really doing this? If the deeper why is to be famous, not gonna last. Is the deeper why to get a paycheck? It's not gonna last, because whatever your deeper why is, you need to be passionate about that. And if you're not passionate about it, before the money ever kicks in, before the notoriety ever comes, you'll be done fizzled out. I think about that because I received an honorary doctorate for my work with sickle cell. So I got an honorary doctorate because I have been active, an advocate for sickle cell for over 20 years. And when they nominated me for the honorary doctorate, and I got the call that I was going to receive my honorary doctorate, I was like, a doctorate? But the fact that I was recognized for my deeper why, for the work that I had done with sickle cell, was just such a blessing. So, some people call me Dr. T, and I'm cool with that because I have an honorary doctorate. I use it when I need to, right? I don't have to use it all the time, but every once in a while I'm like, yes, Dr. Teresa is calling. And it's true, I have an honorary doctorate. I am Dr. Teresa. So the next point is, if you aren't fully doing, if you are not fully doing what it is that you're supposed to be committed to, you have to ask yourself why. What is holding me back? Why am I not fully committed to this task? Why am I not fully committed to this organization? Why am I not fully committed to the committee that I said yes to? And then as you search your soul and find out why am I not fully committed, then you have two things that you can do. One, you can resign and say, that's not me. I don't have the passion for it. Or two, you can start giving it your all from that day forward. So from this day forward, I'm going to move on and I'm going to give it everything that I have. I'm going to apply my whole entire being. I'm going to be committed to this task. I'm going to take the responsibility to do my homework. I'm going to take the responsibility to do the due diligence in what it is that I'm going after. I'm going to take the responsibility to seek out a mentor, to seek out somebody that can help me along the way. Whose responsibility is it? It's your responsibility. So you want to find out, what is it that's holding me back? What's holding me back from giving it everything that I have as it relates to this task? And then add commitments only slowly. So what do I mean by that? Add commitments only slowly. Don't jump out in January and say, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to eat right, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm going to walk 5 miles every day. So I done added 5 things to my calendar that I was doing none of them. So you want to add commitment slowly. Why? Because you want that to turn into a habit. So if I turn it to a habit, then that's something that I'm already used to doing. There is a saying, and that saying is, it takes 21 days to make a habit and 21 days to break a habit. So if I want to make a new habit, I want to do that thing for at least 21 days. And if I want to break a habit, I want to stop doing that thing for at least 21 days. And then with that being said, that will help you to not add so many commitments onto your life, onto your schedule, that you're setting yourself up for disaster. You're setting yourself up where you're not going to succeed as it relates to adding these commitments to your schedule. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. And then the last but not least one is get rid of commitments that you're not going to be committed to. So if I'm not going to commit to doing this thing and giving it my whole heart, then I need to release that. I don't need to be doing that thing anymore. So whatever it is that I said yes to, and I find out that that season is over, it's important for me. Hey, Tiara, thanks for tuning in. I love you. When I find out that that season is over, one, I want to tell who's ever over that. I want to say, you know what? I'm not going to be able to commit to doing this anymore. And then what can I do to help transition somebody in so I can transition myself out? So if you're not going to do that commitment and your heart is not in it, your passion is not in it, you need to let whoever is over it know that I'm not going to be committed to this thing anymore. And what do I need to do to transition out? That reminds me, going back to sickle cell, I was on the board for a sickle cell association for over 13 years. And then when I decided that I knew that God was calling me to the MCS fund, that there was a need for that, then I went to the founder first, and I had a conversation with her, and I said, you know what? I'm going to be transitioning out. This will probably be my last meeting that I'll be having within the next 3 months. I'll transition out. I want you to know first, so then that way you can know, and you can be thinking about who can take my place. Then after that, when we were at a board meeting, I had my letter of resignation, let everybody know that moving forward, I was starting another organization, and I would not be no longer on that particular board because I didn't want to have a conflict of interest. See, there's an integral way to do anything. So even if you're committed to something, if you decide that that's not what I want to do, there's a way to do it with integrity, all right? Because God honors our integrity. Ooh, wait, I'll be talking so fast, but the time is almost up. So now I'm going to do a quick review, and then we're going to be done with the 52 weeks of running things, your leadership devotional. If you don't have your leadership devotional, get your leadership devotional. Go back, watch all 52, fill in the blanks, ask the hard questions, do the homework so you can be successful and start running things like never before. So the first thing I said, take away your choices. Take away any other choices so that you can be laser sharp, focus on that commitment. If you're laser sharp, focus on that commitment, you'll be able to commit to it and get it done. Next, I said, do it with your whole entire being. Do it with everything in you. Do it because you know that that's something that you want to be committed to. And when I'm doing it with my whole entire being, I've done my homework. I researched it out. I've done the due diligence to know what it takes. I got me a mentor to help me with this process. I'm not sitting around waiting to be spoon-fed on what it is that I need to do to help me be successful in that task. So do it with your whole entire being. And then after that, remember your deeper why. Why is it that I'm doing this? And your deeper why cannot be money, and your deeper why cannot be notoriety. It has to be a passion that God has placed in your heart, that you wanted to do this particular thing and be committed to it. Be committed to it. And then next, you want to ask yourself, why am I not fully committed? Why am I not giving it my all? Why am I not? One thing that I can say about that is anything that you want to know, you can go on YouTube and Google it and find a video that's going to help you with that process. Anything that you want to know. We live in the information world. We live in the information age. Intellectual capital is in, and there's no need to be ignorant about anything. And don't ask people that don't know. Find out who know and ask them. Sometimes it's like the blind leading the blind. You asking somebody about something they have no idea. But anyway, let me stick to the topic because my time is almost up. And then the next one is add commitment slowly. Don't try to add 20 things to your calendar at one time. Add things to your calendar slowly so you can get committed, so you can get acclimated to how to do that thing, and then you can add something else. Remember I said 21 days to make a habit, 21 days to break a habit. So if I want to develop a new habit, I want to do it for 21 days. If I want to get rid of an old habit, I want to not do it for 21 days. 21 days to make a habit, 21 days to break a habit. And last but not least, get out of commitments that you're not totally committed to. So if I'm not totally committed to doing that thing, it would behoove me and the people that I'm serving if I gracefully bow out of that commitment. I'm just not going to be able to do that anymore. Let them know. Help the new person transition in as you transition out. So I'm letting you guys know right now, as we transition out of this Running Things 52 Weeks Leadership Devotional, I love you guys and I thank you all so much for tuning in. We're going to be transitioning in May to the 30 minutes of impartation. And the 30 minutes of impartation will be coming out of my trilogy book series. We'll be starting off with daily, put on the whole armor of God, being dressed for a spiritual battle, being dressed for spiritual warfare. So if you don't have the book, please get the book. We'll be in May every Thursday, 2 o'clock to 2:30. I'll be right here. Again, I am Teresa S. McCurry, the CIO, Chief Inspirational Officer of Super T Inspires, and I'm also the Senior Pastor at New Beginnings Ministries. And I want to thank you guys for your time because mine is up. Be blessed, but most of all, be inspired. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Love you all. Thanks for tuning in.